But with this here, and I haven't heard anything about this, but I'm also kind of getting a feeling, and I wonder if this may have been a teacher. I'm also kind of getting a feeling that even after the shots were fired and children were down, that there could have been one particular person who just has a light of a soul. And even with all of that around them, I feel like they were trying to reach out and connect with Salvador and try to like reassure him that, you know, you don't have to do this, everything is okay, like whatever is going on with you, you don't have to deal with it alone. And I don't know if this is my imagination or not, because in my head I want it to be another way, I want it to play out another way. But I feel like whenever this person, you know, tried to connect with him, it was pretty much a like he paused and listened to it, and then it was a like, you're finished. Like, I don't know if anything of any of that registered or anything, but my point is that this person in there, and I feel like their last minutes was still trying to like love and connect with another human being. And that person is a beautiful person. I don't know who this person is. I don't know if I'm making it up, but I'm feeling like I'm getting the letters A and D. Maybe Adrian, I don't know. If this wasn't a teacher, I mean, it could have possibly been a student. If it was a student, it could have been somebody with a who's an old soul. We had the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Somebody who is defensive or prepared to defend and protect, like to be a wall. This is somebody in particular, and I feel like I don't know if this is that same female energy that I was getting, the light soul, or if this is another energy. I'm feeling like it might be another energy, because I'm not saying this isn't a loving person, but I'm saying they're more fierce. Like, this is somebody who is very fierce and protective. Like, I feel like this could be have been another adult figure who, at that point in that moment, nothing else mattered to them, like emotional wise. They weren't thinking about my mom, they weren't thinking about anything, like they weren't thinking about anything else in the moment other than, these are my kids, these are my kids. And this person didn't want to let anything happen to them. And I don't know if this person did stand between them and the gunman, or if she tried to, or if that was her intentions. And I'm getting the word noble. Look at these boots. I don't know if this is a thing or not. I'm just gonna say it. But it reminds me of like ice skating and Elsa. I wonder if somebody has a connection with like Elsa on ice or something, or if ice skating was a thing. Frozen, you know, that show. Or it could have been something that they dressed up for like Halloween or something. I don't want to keep going into everything that happened over there. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but I knew I didn't want to do this reading because it was going to be emotional. Give me a second. While I'm calming down, I'm going to tell you a little story. It's not really a story, just a side note. On a side note, before the shooting had happened, me and my sister had picked up on, like, well, I picked up on, but she bared witness that something was gonna happen. And I can't remember what the one thing was, but it was like something was said, or I had heard something, and I was kind of like, oh, that's weird. And then the same day, the same morning, it was like, that's weird, as in it reminded me of something happening to kids. And that morning, me and my sister were riding in the car, and that song, I don't know what it's called. Is it Pumped Up Kids? Kicks? All the other kids with their pumped up kicks better run, faster than my own. It had come on and went on the radio at the stoplight, and when it did, me and her just looked at each other, and I was like, oh, oh fuck, something is gonna happen. And so, like, my immediate reaction was to worry about. I thought maybe it was personally connected. Like, I had to worry about one of our kids, something happening at their school or something, and then nothing happened. And I had also on separate occasions gotten signs for Texas. And I was frustrated at the time because I was telling my sister, like, why would something show so clearly and I get a sign for something but not know, like, I wasn't putting together the pieces, not know where, not be able to do anything. Like, why would this be happening? And then it happened, and it made sense as to why I got all of that, but it didn't make sense to why I got all of that, because I couldn't stop it and I couldn't do anything. So why did I get it? Anyway, but then the day that I had got the comment to a request for this reading, that song had come on the radio again, and I don't think I have heard it since then. So I need to do the reading. Back to it. Okay. We have intentional, which I feel like we know. Something is doing something on purpose, or somebody is doing something to plan. I'm only going to pull a couple of more of these, and then I'm going to go into the Three of Pentacles card. Because that's the only thing that isn't being explained to me outside of what we know. We know that things happened at his house, and he shot his grandma, and he went to the school and shot up the school. We know all of that. We know that children were shot and they went down, and that they all didn't die right away. And some of them were able to make contact outside, and we know that the adults that were there were beautiful souls. But one thing I haven't heard of anything concrete is about hearing about, for sure, he was working with somebody or something like that. So I'd like to get into the Three of Pentacles. We have guide. So guide, like I said, it's like he may have done everything, but there may have been somebody else that influenced this series of events. It could have been somebody who was instructing them and like telling him, not necessarily telling him what to do, but like, all right, well, this is what you need to do. It's like, you need to make a list, or stuff like that. Shut up, Devin. Okay. This is why I like to do readings too where I don't know anything about the case, because I don't want anything to influence my perspective or opinion. We had the word drugged. Ugh. So I haven't heard anything about that, but that makes me wonder if somebody wasn't, like, if maybe after they autopsied him, if they found some drugs in his system. Or if in his past he may have been by somebody. I don't know. What's drugged? We got the Nine of Swords in the reverse. The Moon in the reverse. King of Wands. Page of Swords. And the Five of Cups. So I feel like this is having to do with, like I said, it could have been something that happened to him in the past. This could have been, I feel like there's some kind of secret. Some kind of secret that he couldn't bear to deal with anymore. And I don't know if this secret is about something that happened to him or about something that he did to somebody. But it was like not being able to deal with it anymore, and things are coming out. Let's see. I don't know where I'm going right now, so let me talk it out. But all of this is clarifying drugged. Ooh. So that makes me think too, like he could have been, I'm not sure if we're talking about in the past, and this is an emotional mental health factor, or if we're talking about like that day, because this is a feeling of somebody being drugged and coming up out of the fog, like everything being all hazy, and then like coming to realize something, like to, I don't know, just coming back. This makes me feel like I'm just gonna say I feel like it's a past energy too. A past energy. This could be holding on to things from the past, not being able to let things from the past go, also from childhood. There could have been a. It's like I don't even want to say it. Because I don't fucking know. King of Wands. There could have been a King of Wands figure in the past. But if you look at this King of Wands, I'm sorry, but you see a little bit of bosom right there. So it makes me feel like, but the King of Wands is also somebody who's like plotting and planning. It's also with the wand, the more sexual or passionate. Fiery personality. Oh my God. This makes me feel like there was, when he was younger, there was some feminine, a masculine feminine though. This is a masculine feminine. This could have been a feminine that would dress like a man. I don't know if they would consider themselves trans or not, but may have wore like tomboyish clothes, or could have even been like representing themselves as a lesbian. Who basically was watching and preyed upon him. This could have been a babysitter. Or somebody, you know, someone who had some type of authority over him or charge over him at some point. It could have been a babysitter, or it could have been like, if I go to these events and there's these older people who are kind of in charge of like chaperoning the younger people, it could be somebody like that. But this person, I feel like, took advantage of him, and he lost his innocence. He lost his childhood. Nothing was the same after that. There could also be, to corroborate this, a younger female person who also had to defend themselves against the same type of behaviors.